Okay. Hey, oh, haha. Hey there, future fellow weirdo of the flock. Welcome, you weary traveler from Bizarre World. You passed the Twilight Zone. Hit the fork in the road.
I love it. You guys are so great.
Took the ride. Ding, ding. It rolled right into the most offensive church this side of the universe. The party pig. We clap for you. Welcome. Aha, we clap for you. So, what we do here in this most amazing fucking place, we read this great ass book. It's called God Said What? Because God did not say that. Fight me. He did not say that. But I'll tell you what he did say, or what I assume he said by how it's said. Oh, godlike and whatnot. Because I have given myself the authority to tell you that. So, haha, yeah, fuck yeah, come along, come here, haha. So, where we left off, in the middle of the story, uh, Samson died. Okay. Oh, yeah. These terrible ass people killed a bunch of white people that were not fortified, and they lived peacefully, and they weren't scared of anybody until these rat snakes with cockroach legs showed up and infested the whole fucking place. I mean, until they came and attacked these people for some land or something. Yeah, it happened. And then, uh, this guy had a concubine, right? She was like, all concubiney and whatnot. And he just had to stop with these rat snakes with cockroach legs. He just had to stop and stay with his people. So he did that, and then his people, these fucking terrible rat snakes, they decided that they were going to try to forcibly sexy time this man. It was a whole Sodom and Gomorrah story all over again. Okay. Only this time it was with the Benjamites. So he gives them his concubine, and they forcibly sexy time her to death. So he dismantles her body into 12 pieces and sends it, each one, to a tribe. So one piece a tribe. And that's where we left off and where we will be picking up. So come this way. I have the 6 C's for whatever time it is. I have cannabis, cigarettes, coffee, chair with your name on it, cat beds, and canine space. So come on in and have a good time. So, if all that sounds like fun to you, please feel free to come on in. Yeah, we have a good time. Let me know what you're drinking and smoking, and press the like and subscribe. And please feel free to join the chat. Hi, cousin. Are you ready to pick up on some more filler? And I'm hoping everybody's here today because I got a serious question. because we're going to be done with this today. Hey, Miss Muddy, you're one of the people that I want to talk to. Because we're going to be done with this book today. And then there's more filler, the story of Ruth. It's a love story, and we don't have to read it. And then we're going into Samuel, which is actually, it starts the whole rest of the book to the finish. There's not very much filler in this. This is pretty much the story. But I was thinking, because a lot of what I talk about, I learned from the story of Jesus. So I'm not wondering if we should read the story of Jesus before we go into the actual meat of the Old Testament. So then maybe what I say would make sense. Or we could learn something new altogether. So then when we read the rest of this Old Testament, we'll kind of know. Altogether, we'll know what the fuck I'm saying. I'm hoping everybody else shows up so I can get a feel for it. But, Miss Muddy, what do you think? Oh, and there's a baby groundhog. She just came out today. Yep. And there's a new black cat. Yep. Arian named it something. Or Supersonic. Arian, it wasn't her. It was Supersonic. Named it something. I don't remember what she named it. I just named it Black Cat. I'm running out of animal names. I haven't even figured out names for these 4 new raccoon babies yet. Sam's in here causing trouble. Thank you, Miss Muddy. Okay. I like you doing. Okay. Well, then that's what we'll stick with. We'll just stick with. We'll just stick with the Old Testament. That's a good idea. Okay. That's what we'll do. Okay. So we are on chapter 20. So let's do the damn thing. We are doing the damn thing. So all the vampires came from Dan to Beersheba, as well as from the land of Gilead. And all the congregation gathered together as one man before the Lord at Mitzvah. And the leaders of all the tribes presented themselves in the assembly. 400,000 foot soldiers who drew the sword. Now, the children of Ben heard that all the terrible ass vampires had gone to Mitzvah. Then the vampires said, "Tell us, how did this wicked deed happen?" So the Levite, the husband of the woman who was murdered, said, "My concubine and I went to Gibeah, which belongs to Ben, to spend the night. And the men of Gibeah rose against me and surrounded the house at night. Because of me, they intended to kill me, but instead they ravaged my concubine so that she died. So I took hold of her and cut her in 12 pieces and sent her to all y'all. Because they committed wickedness, they committed lewdness and outrage. Look, all of you are vampires. Give your advice and counsel, advice and counsel here and no. Exclamation point. Say it with your chest. Cool. Yeah, we're doing things. Okay. Where? Okay, here now. So all the people arose as one, saying, none of us will go to his tent, nor will any man turn to his house. But now, this is the thing which we will do to Gibeah. We will go against it by lot. We will take 10 men from every 100 throughout all the tribes, 100 of 1,000 and 1,000 of every 10, to make provisions for the people, that when they come to Gibeah and Benjamin, they may repay all the vileness they have done. So all the vampires gathered together against the city, united together as one man. Then the vampires sent men throughout all the tribe of Ben, saying, what is this wickedness that occurred among you? Now, therefore, deliver up the perverted men who are in Gibeah, that we may put them to death and remove this evil. But Ben would not listen to the voice of their brothers. Instead, Ben gathered together from their cities to Gibeah to go to battle against the vampires. And from their cities at that time, the children of Ben numbered 26,000 men who drew the sword, besides the inhabitants of Gibeah, who numbered 700 select men. Among all this people were 700 who were left-handed. Everyone could sling a stone at a hair's breadth and not miss. Now, besides Ben, the men of Israel numbered 400,000 men who drew the sword. Of all these were men of war. Dun, dun, dun. Hi everyone, don't forget to press like and subscribe. We are on chapter 20 of Judges. We are one chapter from being done. The next chapter, we will be done with this book, and we will be moving on to Ruth. And we should be able to do both of those today. Yeah, we'll be able to finish this book and start a new book. So, come on in, press like and subscribe. I have cannabis, cigarettes, and coffee, and also have a chair. So, feel free to come on in and finish this story with us. Okay. Okay. Then the vampires arose and went up to the house of God to inquire. They said, which of us will go up first to battle against Ben? And the Lord said, Judah. So the vampires arose in the morning and encamped against Gibeah. And the men went out against Benjamin, and they put themselves in battle array to fight against them. Then Ben came out of Gibeah, and on that day cut to the ground 22,000 men of the vampires. And the people hold on. And the people, that is, the vampires, encouraged themselves and again formed the battle line at the place where they had put themselves on the first day. Then the vampires went and wept before the Lord, and I asked counsel of the Lord, saying, do I go again? And the Lord said, okay. God loves a fight. I had an okay weekend. It was pretty decent. Um, so the vampires approached Ben on the second day, and Ben went out against them from Gibeah on the second day and cut down to the ground 18,000 more vampires. All these drew the sword. Then all the vampires, well, that is, all the people, went and came to the house of God and wept. And they sat there before the Lord and fasted that day until evening. And they offered burnt offerings and peace offerings before the Lord. So they inquired of the Lord. Now, God's suitcase chair was there in those days. And Phineas, without the furb, the son of Eleazar, stood before it in those days, saying, do we go again or do we quit? And God was like, fuck yeah, go up. You'll win this time, I swear. Yeah, no, you're gonna win.
Go. Go on up there. You're gonna win.
Okay.
I don't know if it's working or not. I can't tell. I can't tell. Oh, it is working. Yeah. Yeah, no, go up there and fight. It'll be great. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So, he said, okay. Then the vampires set an ambush around Gibeah, and they went up against Ben on the third day, and they put themselves in battle array as at the other time. So Benjamin went out against the people and were drawn away from the city. They began to strike and kill some of the people, like at other times, in the highways, one of which goes to Bethel and the other to Gibeah. And in the field, about 30 men. And the children of Ben said, they are defeated before us like the last time. But the vampires said, let us flee and draw them away from the city to the highway. So all the vampires rose from their place and went in battle array at Baal Tamar. Then Israel's men, the vampires, were in ambush, burst forth from their positions in the plains of Geba, and 10,000 select men came against Gibeah, and the battle was fierce. But the Benjamites did not know that disaster was upon them, and the Lord defeated Ben before these terrible ass people. And they destroyed that day 25,100 Benjamites, all who drew the sword. And So the vampires had given ground to the Benjamites because they relied on the men in ambush who they had set against Gibeah. And we just fucking read this. Now, why it was already done. Why are we reading this again? So anyway, the men in ambush spread out and struck the whole city with the edge of the sword. Now, the appointed signal between the ambush and the people was they would make a great cloud of smoke rise upon the city, whereupon the rat snakes would turn in battle. Now, Ben had begun to strike and kill 30 men, for they said, surely they are defeated. But when the cloud began to rise from the city, a column of smoke, the Benjamites looked behind them, and there was the whole city going up in smoke. And when the men of Israel turned back, so when the rat snakes turned back, the men of Benjamin panicked, for they saw that disaster had come upon them. Therefore, they turned their backs before the vampires in the direction of the wilderness. But the battle overtook them, and whoever came out of the city, they destroyed. They surrounded the Benjamites and chased them, and easily trampled them down as far as the front of Gibeah toward the east. 18,000 men of Benjamin fell. All these were mighty men of valor. Then they turned and fled toward the wilderness, to the rock of Rimmon, and they cut down 5,000 of them on the highway, and they pursued them relentlessly to get them, and killed 2,000 of them. So all who fell of Ben that day were 25,000 men who drew the sword. All these were men of valor. But 600 turned and fled toward the wilderness, to the rock of Rimmon, and they stayed 4 months. And the vampires, hey, how are you guys? Hey, I missed you yesterday, CNA. Hi, Neil. Okay. Okay. So the vampires turned back against the children of Ben and struck them down with the edge of the sword. From every city, men and beasts, all who were found. They also set fire to all the cities they came to because they're totally uncivilized and they give no shits. And I don't know why anybody trusts these terrible fucking people. I mean, these people in this book. I don't understand. But anyway, we're going on to the last chapter of Judges. Right now, we're going on to the last chapter. So, what's everybody drinking on? What are you guys drinking on? What are you smoking on? Well, I'm drinking on sugary water coffee. Sugary coffee water. It's like if Yahoo made coffee, this is probably what it would taste like. Watered down butthole. coffee. Yeah, I'm gonna sleep so good drinking all this coffee. Haha. Yeah. Oh, I want to ask you guys. Hold on. I've decided this will be my new sage outfit because I think I look so groovy in all black. Even though it makes me look about as fat as I really am, I still like it. I want to wear it every day. Except for this wig is making me sweat real bad. And I got to remember to take it off because I scare the raccoons on accident. I had a baby. There's a baby groundhog. We just saw it today for the first time. It's a little baby groundhog. Yep. Everything around here but me is having babies, thank God. Yeah. Tell the one that calls me a witch. Tell her she inspired me. Because now I think I really do look sagey. And she's absolutely right. I should look like a sage. Neil knows fashion. But I wish I was a cartoon. Because if I was a cartoon and if I was have to live my life in one outfit, it would be this one. Yep. Because it's really simple. It's just uh somebody threw out this lingerie shit when I was closet shopping. And I was like, oh, I need that in my life right now. And then there was a black tank top, and I have this black robe and this gray wig. So I made my whole outfit closet shopping. Oh, I have a flannel, but I accidentally dumped coffee all over it. But I don't think flannel would go really good with this outfit. But then again, maybe it would because I do look like a 90s alternative singer. Yeah, I could probably rock a flannel with this witch dress. And it's not even a witch dress. It's somebody's lingerie that I closet shopped and turned into a witch's dress. Man, I'm so clever. What is your comfy clothes, Muddy? Man, did my microphone quit working? Okay. What? Some guy tried to hit you? Oh, tried to hit on you. Oh shit, you still got it, Muddy. Take it as a compliment. Hey, you still got it. Tell hubby to watch out. But on that note, do you think he was just pulling your chain? Summer dresses with pockets. Oh. Summer dresses are cool. I really want a moo. I want to live my life in a moo. Did he ever? Oh, that's so clever. Yeah. You know what me and my dad were doing today for no reason for like an hour? I called him on the phone and we sat for an hour singing old ass 90s country songs. You know, like, she thinks my tractor's sexy. Yeah, we literally did that for an hour. And then way down under on the Chattahoochee, it gets hotter than a hoochie coochie. Yeah, for some reason, I called my dad at 1 o'clock and we just sang country for an hour. Does anybody else do that? Just call their dad to sing country music? Man, if I knew how to sew, I would sew pockets on everything I have. I, I fucking love pockets. I don't ever put anything in them, but I love them. Man, I want to live my life in a moo. Yeah, there's Alan Jackson, Kenny Chesney, George Strait, Randy Travis. Oh man. Randy Travis gospel CD, that's my favorite fucking CD. Man, Randy Travis and his gospel music, forget about gazing. It's amazing. It's bluegrass mostly, but it's good. They were my grandmother's moo. See, my grandma always wore church clothes. Like even when she wasn't at church. Man. I just want to go buy all the dresses at Walgreens. Those are moo for me. They're like tank tops. The tank top dresses, they're like, I would wear them like moo. Just put on Walgreens dresses. That's what they are, Walgreens dresses. Yeah, Alan Jackson. Yep. But nobody else calls their parents to just sing ridiculous ass songs for no reason. I call my dad sometimes and we sing Rocky Horror Picture Show songs, for no reason. Mostly. Oh, and then that one time we sang Ice Cube. We literally knew all in all today was a good day. And then we just kept saying that because we felt so gangster. But then we did sing some NWA because we know a lot of those songs. Because I did grow up in Detroit. The shit was everywhere. Okay, we have to finish this. I'm finishing this now. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Chapter 21. The last chapter of Judges. Let's see. Now, all these terrible ass people had sworn an oath at Mitzvah that they would suck for the rest of their lives and they would ruin everything they put their hands on. That's not what they said, but that is exactly what they should have said because that's exactly what they do. No, I didn't mean that, except for yes, I did. Okay. So they made an oath, saying, none of us shall give his daughter to Benjamin as a wife. Then the people came to the house of God and remained there before God till evening. They lifted up their voices and wept bitterly and said, oh, Lord God, why has this come to pass? What that today there should be one tribe missing. So it was on the next morning, the people rose early and built an altar and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings. The vampires said, who is there among all the tribes who did not come up with the assembly to the Lord? For they have made a great oath concerning anyone who had not come up to Mitzvah, saying, he shall surely be put to death. And the vampires grieved for Benjamin and said, one tribe is cut off today. For what will we do for wives for those who remain? Seeing as we have sworn by the Lord, we will not give them our daughters. Dun, dun, dun. And they said, what one is there from the tribes who did not come? And in fact, one had come to the camp from Jabesh Gilead to the assembly. For when the people were counted, indeed, not one of the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead was there. So the congregation sent 12,000 of their most valiant men and commanded them, saying, go strike the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead with the edge of the sword, including the women and children. Not a God thing. You see what I'm saying? Not a God thing. These people chose to do this shit. God didn't tell them to. They chose to. They got amongst themselves and decided to kill people. God did not tell them to do that. I sing that to Dustin. I don't know any other words to that song but that right there. Okay. So okay. And this thing. So including the women. And this is the thing you shall do. You shall utterly destroy every male and woman who has known a man intimately. So they found among the inhabitants of Jabesh 400 young virgins who had not known a man intimately. And they brought them to the camp at Shiloh, which is in the land of Canaan. And the whole congregation sent word to Benjamin, who were at the rock of Rimmon, and announced peace to them. So Benjamin came back at that time, and they gave them the woman who they had saved alive of the women of Jabesh Gilead, and they did not find enough for them. And the people grieved because the Lord void had made a void in the tribe. Then the elders of the congregation said, so now what are we going to do? And they said, there has to be an inheritance, man, for Ben, so that a tribe will not be destroyed. However, we cannot give them the wives from our daughters, for we had sworn an oath saying no. In fact, oh, here we go. Here we go. Hi, random blip. Welcome. My name is Saint Nikki K the Great. It is nice to meet you. Feel free to interact in our chat. We'd love to hear from you. What are you drinking on? What are you smoking on? Cigarettes do count if you don't smoke weed. But if you smoke weed, what are you smoking on? Okay. So here we go. So there's a yearly festival for the women of this place called Shiloh. They all come out and like they're dancing and stuff. So they plan to sneak up on them and steal them and forcibly sexy time them and make them wives, whether they want to be or not. And nothing's going to happen to them because, they're terrible rat snakes and they just slither away, you know, or whatever. So, anyway, so in Shiloh, so they instructed Ben, saying, "Go lie in wait and watch, and just when the daughters of Shiloh come to perform, then come from the vineyard, and every man catch a wife from him for himself from these ladies. Then go to the land of Benjamin, and it shall be when their fathers or their brothers come to us and complain that we will say, 'Shut up, that didn't happen. Go back to your house, here's some money.'" That's not what they said, but that's what they would do. I forgot to turn on lights. Yeah, see, ooh, lights. And and so we'll say to them, "Be kind to them for our sakes, because we did not take a wife for any of them in the war. For it is not as though you have given the women to them at this time, making yourselves guilty of your oath." So they're just going to say some bullshit. Word magic the fuck out of whatever that deal was. So you could steal and forcibly sexy time their daughters. It's out of control. Okay, let's paragraph. And Ben did so, and they took enough wives from their number for those who danced from they caught. Then they went and returned to their inheritance and rebuilt the cities and dwelt in them. So the vampires departed. The vampires departed from there at that time, every man to his tribe and family. In those days there was no king. Everyone did what was right in his own eyes. Dun dun dun. That's the end of Judges. Hey, I'm drinking coffee too. I I have to drink coffee or I can't go to sleep. Okay. So, let's see. Okay. So, do you want to go on to the book of Ruth? Let me know. Hi, baby. We'll smoke a cigarette and then we'll start a new book. What do you guys think? Yeah, I'm surprised. Uh, Neil, I'm surprised you're not drinking beer or wine. I wanted to take a shot. Yes, you want to start a new book? Ruth is like, it is a great love story. It really is the most beautifulest love story. And I hope you guys like this story as much as I do. Because it really does make me excited because it's like, oh, somebody loves somebody and it's beautiful. But yeah, where is Debs? I haven't seen her for a hot second. So, random blip, what brings you to our humble party pen this evening? And don't forget to press like and subscribe, everyone. Hey, cousin, welcome back. I'm front. I have rum, something called Debs is Live. Damn it. Oh, I don't. I I don't do sermons. If I get into the story of Jesus, I will give you a sermon. But right at this time, I'm just reading the Old Testament in a very fun way so you can feel free to sit back and relax and giggle uh, because we're just having fun. I'm not a very good preacher, but I am a very good reader. Okay, so let's see. Ruth, the bestest love story. Now, now it came to pass in the day when the judges ruled that there was a famine in the land, and a certain man of Bethlehem, Judah, went to dwell in the country of Moab, he, his wife, and his two sons. The name of that man was Elimelech. The name of his wife was Naomi. And the name of his sons were Mahlon and Chilion, Ephrathites of Bethlehem and Judah. Okay, that tongue twister all up in the face. Ugh. Say words no one knows. Okay. And they went to the country of Moab and remained there. Then Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died, and she was left, her and her two sons. Now they took wives of the women of Moab. The name of the one was Orpah, and the other was Ruth. And they dwelt there about 10 years. Then both Mahlon and Chilion also died. So the woman survived, and her two sons and her husband. Then she arose with her daughters in law that she might return from the country of Moab, for she had heard in the country of Moab the Lord had visited the people by giving them bread. Therefore, she went out from the place where she was, and her 2 daughter-in-laws with her, and they went on the way to return to the land of Judah. And Naomi asked her 2 daughter-in-law, "Go, return, each to your mother's house. The Lord deal kindly with you as you have dwelt with the dead and me. And the Lord grant that you may find rest each in the house of her husband." So she kissed them, and they lifted their voices and wept. And they said to her, "Surely we will return with you to your people." But Naomi was like, "No, man, I'm trying to get laid. Look, y'all gotta leave. I'm trying to get laid." Right. Okay. And then they lifted up their voices and wept again. And Orpah kissed her mother-in-law. But Ruth clung to her, and she said, "Look, she went back. Now you go back." And Ruth was like, "Nope, not even happening. If you're going, I'm going. What do I have? I have nothing. Your son left me with you. So I'm going with you." At period point blank, I counted to 3 in my head. It's done. Okay. 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 And so Naomi returned, and Ruth the Moabitess, her daughter-in-law, with her, returned from the country. Now they returned from the country of Moab. Now they came to Bethlehem in the beginning of barley harvest. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, spiced rum, as a matter of fact. Actually, we're about to go on to chapter 2. Let me go grab it. I'll show you. I can't reach that high. You got a pack of cigarettes? Oh, sweet. Put them up there. Okay. Do you want to say hi to my live stream? Hi. I'll put them right up here, okay? Okay. Uh, the rum is too high for me to reach. They hide it from me because my seizure pills not supposed to be drinking. But every once in a while, I try to sneak some, and they put it up on the top shelf, so I can't ever reach it. I gotta have special permission, and I don't think Dustin's gonna give me special permission to take a shot on camera. Who are we saying hi to? I want to say hi to people. Hi, people. Who am I saying hi to? Wow, for some reason that tasted like a menthol for a second. I haven't had a menthol cigarette. Look, ever since I went to Colorado, I have not been able to have a menthol cigarette since then. Like, I smoked menthol cigarettes my whole entire life, but I went to Colorado and I've never been able to smoke a menthol cigarette since then. No, that was Henry. That's not Dustin. God, no. Dustin is the bigger one. That was Henry. He's staying at my house because he has nowhere to go right at this second. So he's staying here. He's sleeping in Kelso's room. Look, I burnt my wig. You guys see that? I burnt it, I think. Yeah, it burnt it right there. Oops. Oh, that's sticky. What the hell is that? I don't know. Chocolate syrup, maybe? I don't know. We're just going to assume I burnt it. Yeah, Henry's just a guess. No, don't feel like a dummy because I never introduced him. He was here yesterday, you guys missed him yesterday. And Ray was here. O'Neill was here. Where did Drunken Wizard go? I just noticed. Like, he's gone. He's not talking to me. He said he was having bourbon and then he left. I wonder if Dustin would get down that liquor for me. Because now I want to drink with you guys. I wonder. But he's in there playing his video game. I'll wait for him to come back up here. Okay. Damn. Okay. So, chapter 2 of Ruth. Okay. Okay. Now, there was a relative of Naomi's husband, a man of great wealth, of a family of Eli Melech, and his name was Boaz the Sexy. No, his name is Boaz. So, Ruth, the Moabitess, said to Naomi, "Please let me go to the field and glean heads of grain after him in whose sight I may find favor." So she was like, "Okay, if you can." Yeah. Then she left and went and gleaned in the field after the reapers. And she happened to come to the part of the field belonging to Boaz, who was in the family of Eli Melech. Now, behold, Boaz came from Bethlehem and said to the reapers, "Lord be with you." And they answered him, "Okay." Or ditto. They were like, "Ditto." Then Boaz said to his servant, "Who's in charge of the reapers? Whose young woman is this? It's your face." So the servant who was in charge of the reapers answered and said, "She's a Moabite who came with Naomi from the country." And she said, "Please let me glean and gather." So she has come and continued from the morning until now, though she rested a little in the house. Then Boaz said to Ruth, "Listen, my daughter, will you not? Oh. Do not go and glean in another field, nor go from here, but stay close by my young women. Let your eyes be on the field which they reap, and do not go after them. I have not commanded the young men not to touch you. What? Wait. Then Boaz said to Ruth, you will listen, my daughter, will you not? Do not go to glean in another field, nor go from here, but stay close by, my young woman. Let your eyes be on the field which they reap, and go after them. Is that you, baby? Oh, hi, Henry. I'm sorry. Have I not commanded the young men not to touch you? And when you are thirsty, go to the vessels and drink from what the young men have drawn. So she did the face thing and said to him, why have I found favor in your eyes that you should take notice of me? I'm a foreigner. And Boaz answered and said to her, it has been fully reported to me all you have done for your mother-in-law since the death of your husband. And now you have left your father and mother in the land of your birth and have come to a people whom you have not known before. And your nose is not very big. And I find that attractive that you don't look like a rat. I mean, the Lord repay your work and a full reward be given to you by the Lord God, under whose wings you have come for refuge. Then she said, let me find favor in your sight, my Lord, for you have comforted me and have spoken kindly to me, and now I'm in love with you, and can I have sex with you? That's not what she said. She said, you have spoken kindly to me, though I am not a rat snake. Now Boaz said to her at mealtime, come here and eat of the bread, and dip your piece of bread in the vinegar. Ugh. So she sat beside the reapers and passed the parched grain, and she ate and was satisfied, and kept some back. And when she rose up to glean, Boaz commanded his young men, saying, let her glean even among the sheaves, and do not reproach her. And also let grain from the bundles fall purposely for her. Leave it that she may glean, and do not rebuke her. Dun, dun, dun. So she gleaned in the field until evening, and beat out what she had, and it was about an ephah of barley. Then she took it up and went into the city, and her mother-in-law saw what she gleaned. So she brought out and gave to her what she had kept back after she had been satisfied. And her mother-in-law said to her, where have you been? Where did you go? Who took notice of you? Bless that guy. And she was like, it was this guy called Boaz. And Naomi was like, that's familia. It's good. Yeah, this man is relation to us. He's one of our close relatives. Yeah, we're going to get all that. And Ruth the Moabitess said, he also said to me, You do not have a big nose, and I find that attractive. You don't look like a rat. And a fat one at that. What he actually said was, you shall stay close by my young men until they have finished my harvest. And Naomi said to Ruth, fucking right, dude, high five. High five myself, no friends. Yeah, we do a good job. Fuck yeah, high five, girl. You're about to get it. What else? Yeah. So she stayed close by the women of Boaz to glean until the end of harvest, and she dwelt with her mother-in-law. Dun dun dun. Yeah. So, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? I'm thinking I'm missing my ashtray. I literally lost my ashtray. I had it. Now it's gone. I don't know. So, what do you guys think about this story so far? We could finish this, but then it would be really long. I don't know. Um, where, what is the other gentleman's name? Random Blip. Is he still here? I'm guessing not. Underneath their smoke train, maybe. Mm. No, but we'll use this. We'll just use that for now. Thinking about going to bed soon. Yeah. Well, I guess let me put you to bed with this last story. It's almost over. There's 2 more chapters left. Okay. And I'll try to cut it short, as short as I can. Okay. Now, then Naomi said to Ruth, my daughter, shall I not seek security for you, that it may be well with you? Now, Boaz, whose young women you were with, is he not our relative? In fact, he is winnowing barley tonight at the threshing floor. Therefore, wash and anoint yourself. Put on your best garment. Look, go down there and seduce this man, okay? He's totally related to us. It'll work out. Listen, my son's got no brother because they're both dead, and he's next in line, and he's rich. So go seduce this guy, right? Wash his feet and stuff. Okay. And then she told her, what? Yeah, okay. Okay. And then she said, take a bath and anoint yourself and go down there and seduce him. And but do not make yourself known to the man until he has finished eating and drinking. Then it shall be when he lies down. You shall notice the place where he lies and go in, uncover his feet and lie down, and he will tell you what to do. And she said to her, and Ruth was like, okay, whatever you want me to do, I'll go ahead and do it. Hi, Teddy. Welcome. Okay. So she went down to the threshing floor and did according to all her mother in law had instructed. And after Boaz had eaten and got drunk, and his heart was cheerful, he went to lie down at the end of the heap of grain. And she came in softly, uncovered his feet, and laid down. Now it happened at midnight. The man was startled and turned himself, and there a woman was lying at his feet, and he said, the fuck, yo. And she was like, I'm Ruth, your maidservant. Take your maidservant under your wing, for you are a close relative. Then he said, oh my God, okay. Blessed are you, my daughter. I'm calling you my daughter. I'm putting you in the friend zone, okay? Listen, friend zone. You for you have shown more kindness at the end than at the beginning, and that you did not go after young men, whether poor or rich. And now, my daughter, do not fear. I will do for you all that you request. For all the people of my town know you are a virtuous woman. Now it is true, I am a close relative. However, there's a relative closer than I. Stay this night, and in the morning it shall be that if he will perform the duty of a close relative for you, let him do it. But if he does not, then I will do it. As the Lord lives, lie down until morning. Does she have to lay at your feet, though? Listen, no one knows what's happening. Oh, never mind. Keep reading, asshole. I'm going to keep reading. So she lay at his feet until morning, and she arose before one could recognize another. Then he said, do not let it be known that the woman came to the threshing floor. Also, he said, bring the shawl that is on you and hold it. And when she held it, he measured 6 ephahs and laid it on her. And then she went to the city. Then she came to her mother-in-law and said, and she was like, how'd it go? How'd it go? Okay. Then she told her all that the man had done for her. And she said, there is 6 ephahs of barley he gave me. And he said, do not go empty handed to your mother in law. And she was like, what? No way. Listen, okay. Just stay here until you know what he's going to do. Listen, look, this guy is going to stick in it. He's going to be all up in it. Look, just sit here and wait. Wait. Okay. We're about to go on to chapter 4. Yeah. Hi, Teddy. So good to see you. Is Random Blip still here? Hi, everyone. Welcome. Don't forget to like and subscribe and join the chat. Okay. So, here we go. Last chapter. Now, Boaz went up to the gate and sat down there. And behold, the close relative that Boaz had spoken about came by, and Boaz said, "Come aside, friend, sit down here." And he took 10 men of the elders of the city and said, "Okay, sit down." And then he was like, "Naomi, who has come back from the country of Moab, sold the piece of land which belonged to Elimelech, and thought to inform you, saying, buy it back in the presence of the inhabitants of my people. If you will redeem it, redeem it. But if you will not redeem it, then tell me that I may know. For there is no one but you to redeem it. I am next after you." And he said, I'll take it. And then Boaz said, on the day you buy the field from the hand of Naomi, you must also buy from it Ruth the Moabitess, the wife of the dead, to perpetuate the name of the dead through its inheritance. And the close relative said, no, I can't do that, lest I ruin my own inheritance. You redeem my right of redemption for yourself, because I can't. I can't take another woman. Now, this was the custom in former times concerning redeeming and exchanging. To confirm anything, one man took off his sandal and gave it to the other, and this was a confirmation. Therefore, the close relative said to Boaz, buy it for yourself. So he took off his sandal, and Boaz said to everybody, you are a witness this day that I have bought all that was Elimelech, and all that was Chilon and Mahlon from the hand of Naomi. Moreover, Ruth the Moabitess, the widow of Mahlon, I have acquired as my wife to perpetuate the name of the dead through his inheritance, that the name of the dead cannot be cut off from among his brethren, and his position at the gate. You are a witness this day. And all the people were like, yep, okay. The Lord make the woman who is coming to your house like Rachel and Leah, the two who built the house of Israel. And may you prosper and Ephrathah and be famous in Bethlehem. May your house be like the house of Perez, whom Tamar bore to Judah. But they fight the Perizzites all the time. They're their cousins and their enemies. But whatever. Because of the offspring which the Lord will give you from this young woman. So Boaz took Ruth, and she became his wife. Then he went into her, and the Lord gave her conception, and she bore a son. Then the woman said to Naomi, blessed be the Lord, who has not left you in this day without a close relative. And may his name be famous, and may he be to you a restorer of life and a nourisher of your old age. For your daughter-in-law who loves you is better to you than 7 sons born after him. Then Naomi took the child and laid him on her bosom and became a nurse to him. Also, the neighbor. Then the woman said to Naomi, okay. So they laid it on Naomi's bosom uh, and became a nurse for him. Also, the neighbor woman gave him a name, saying, "There's a son born to Naomi," and they called his name Obed. He is the father of Jesse, the father of David. Oh, we're getting so close. Man. Now, this is the genealogy of Perez. Perez begot Hezron. Hezron begot Ram. Ram begot Abinadab. Abinadab begot Nashon. Nashon begot Salmon. And Salmon begot Boaz. And Boaz begot Odom, or Obed. And Obed begot Jesse. And Jesse begot David. Yeah, David is our main man. And we are going on to Samuel. Even though they told us about David right now, we're moving on to Saul. Saul is going to be way before David. David doesn't come in for a hot second. We're going to hear all sorts of cool shit. Yep, we're getting into the best part of this story. Anyway, bye, cousin. Yeah, I haven't seen him either. Well, anyway, we do have to end right there because we literally just finished 2 books today. What did you guys think about that? And are you excited to get into the next part that we're about to get into? I am. Oh, and just when I was thinking about, oh, okay, bye, Neil. Mwah. Kisses to the forehead. Give your pillow some head and your sheet some ass. And have the sweetest dreams ever. Bye. Good night. So, Miss Muddy, is it just me and you? Are you ready for bed too? Well, it looks like everybody's leaving. Maybe not. I don't know. But, did everybody leave? Everybody might have left. Well, we did read 2 books. So people are probably like way ready for bed. Okay. Okay. Then I'll put my book over here and read it better. This over I'll move it. Or I'll just move my mic over this way. I don't know. I'll figure it out though. Miss Muddy, I'm sending hugs to you because I seen that storm shit that you're going through. Yeah. You got a lot of, man, that shit looked way gnarly. Me and Red Feather tried to watch that, what that guy was talking about. On that thing he posted in Discord earlier. That shit looked gnarly. It looked way gnarly. Okay. I gotta take this off. It's making my head itch. Okay. It's not bad, just letting you know. Hey, I'm glad somebody let me know, man, because that shit really looks gnarly. And the edge of that storm is going right through my neighborhood. It's not yet, but the edge of that red part is right, like, on my city. So I don't know. We had rain for a couple days, but it got hot here earlier. But it rained all day yesterday. Good night, Neil. Good, good. Maybe the weather is what that made that guy. Um. Oh, found my ashtray. Maybe the weather is what made that guy all jumpy to hit on you. Maybe he's just like super worked up. Alright. Oh my god. It was 80 something here. I stayed in the house all day because I'm not really allowed to go anywhere. I live on a back road with no sidewalk, so I can't really go anywhere because I don't walk very good. On camera, probably looks like I walk good, but in real life, I do not walk good at all. Man. All right, Miss Muddy, I gotta give my pillow some head. I'm gonna fall asleep on my keyboard. Oh man, you are that pretty. You made an old man run. Look, it's real hard to make an old man run. Hey, did that make it bigger for you guys or just bigger for me? Yes, Miss Muddy. I love you so much. You're amazing. And thanks for letting me know to continue with the Old Testament, not just cut it off for other things. So, thank you so much for that. I love you. It's time to give the pillow some head and the sheet some ass and have the sweetest dreams ever. I love you so much. Good night. Bye.